Hello, this is Paul, and I just got done showing you how to have a complete installation of your email, providing that it's a POP server. And if you remember, POP server means a post office protocol, and it automatically works with the download of your email without any intervention from your web browser. This is something that can be used very successfully, especially with a dial-up where your time is very sensitive for being online with that telephone connection. Now, I also got into showing you a little bit about what it is to create new email for yourself to send to a friend. And it can be customized according to however you want it to appear. And this is what it's going to be about. So without any intervention, I'd like to go ahead and show you more about this. This is the page that we left off with on our past lesson, in lesson 2. And it is a typical page of what you will see with AOL, Yahoo, or any other email service that is free online. The elements might be a little bit different in appearance, but they are all there. With Outlook Express, there is quite a toolbar there to make an easy selection from a single page. But let's take a look at the necessary information that you need to add to it to be able to make a piece of email to send out. The first thing we need to realize is that if you were to put something together and stuff it in a regular envelope and take it to the post office, it will sit there and do nothing and probably wind up in the trash can because you failed to put an address on the envelope. Well, the purpose of the to portion of this is where you're going to put in somebody's email address to be able to send it to your friend. With the use of a phone book, you can have a whole list of friends in there and you can put in their name and it'll be substituted. With such substitution, it's called a hypertext insertion, and that is where you don't have to remember anybody's email address, but just put in their name and it'll pop up for you. You can also send this to more than one person at a time, and by the use of a semicolon in between the names, you will be able to send it to as many people as you desire. However, when you do this, I'd like to remind you that very often when too many names are used at a single time, for one single email, it might be identified as spam and it won't be sent out, or it might go to a spam folder on the recipient's end. One way to be able to send out extra names without it being called spam is to divide the list of names up between two entries there. The CC portion means that it is a carbon copy. It is what we used to use with a typewriter, where we used to use a carbon paper to send people copies of what we were typing. And in this email, that tradition follows through. However, with too many names, it can still be identified as spam and your message might not make it through. Occasionally I run into a friend who objected to multiple mailings being sent out and their email address that they entrusted with you is not to be broadcast to others. Well, there's a little trick to handle this. If you go to the View menu at the top and click on all headers, it'll reveal an extra box there that will enable you to make use of the blind carbon copy section. To explain this, when you send out email to multiple people the address will be displayed to each recipient for all the people that you send your email to. Now, when you put everybody in a blind carbon copy section and you send out that email, the only thing that is displayed is an undisclosed list of recipients. In other words, they will know that it's sent to more than one person, but nobody will see each other's address. Most often you will want to make use of the subject line here. If you don't put a subject in there, you might get a error message that says that it's empty. If you want to send it without a subject, it'll allow you to do it, but it is strongly suggested. One thing you need to realize, without a subject put in there, your email might not be open. So it is your advertisement for the person that you send your email to will open it with a point of interest. Finally, we get into the meat and potatoes of your email, and that is the body of your email. And this is where you can say what you normally want to say in the way you want to say it. And also this body is in essence your letter to the people of interest. It can also be something that is forwarded to other people, and also extending your interest with them. This will be able to thoroughly identify what the purpose of the email is, and it bears even a spelling corrector that will help you along the way. One of the biggest questions that I do receive in the classes is that people want to know how to attach a file or send pictures to their friends. And this is a very simple thing with Outlook Express. And with it, you'll notice that at the top there on the toolbar, there is a paperclip which has the word attach. And you'll be able to go on your hard drive or thumb drive or whatever it may be, and be able to find its location and identify the pictures or the files or the groups of pictures to be able to send at one time. However, I'd like to remind you that your email service might only allow a certain size to be transmitted at one time. So there might be times that you want to divide it up into more than one email and send a series of emails to get everything across the way you want it. I do want to mention that what is important when you send email is about the size of the file that you are sending. It is not the number of pictures that you're sending, but what size they are. And files the same way. Other files is the larger the files, the more that it's going to take to transmit. So there is a provision in Windows XP and newer is to be able to create a compressed folder, and in there you can have more in there and make it smaller size, and when it is sent over email it will decompress and open as normal. But in essence, you're sending a smaller file which you could add more content if you wish. Another way to do this very same thing is to go to the top drop down menu bar and select File Attachment, and you'll be taken through the same steps as what I have already described. Either way, whatever you select to make an attachment, you will get this window to select from. And on here I have a much more extensive list of availability. It is different on every computer because of the different folders or different places that you're able to save content. However, you'll go through the steps just like as anything else and make your selection this way. After getting around to the folders that I'm interested in, I get centered into an immediate file that I'm looking for. I will click on it, and then I will be able to save it and open it to my email. And I can do this repeatedly if I want to have more than one file attached. Once this is completed, take notice that it is now listed on my email as an attachment. When I do more than one file, the list will be also in there for each one that is attached. If it is a folder, only the folder name will be there. However, they can still be opened and see exactly what you're sending. By all means, after you've made all preparations of the email that you want to send, don't forget to press the send button. The send button must be activated before anything is moved. And yes, with all kinds of experience, there are times that people will forget to press the send button, although they had properly prepared their email to be able to send what they want. Now, I've been showing you these things as it pertains to Outlook Express. When you want to attach a file, and you're using AOL, Yahoo, or some kind of online service that is without a POP server, you will attach the file, and it might take a little bit of time, a minute or two, to be able to upload this file to the website before it is actually sent out. I'm sure that this will also be saved on your site up there, that it will be attached when you go to check to see what was sent. So be aware that this extra step with AOL, Yahoo, or Gmail, or whatever the case may be, is available for you to do this, but it's going to have an upload before the action can actually be taken. Now take notice that there is a folder listed out here on the left side that is called an outbox. If you're on broadband, the chances are that this email will be sent out right away. However, if you're on a dial-up, it will also send it out the next time your dial-up is scheduled to check your email. In the event your email does not go out, and if you do have broadband, you might be able to have it check for your email manually by checking on the send and receive button. At that time, anything that is in the outbox will be transmitted as well. In the case of a dial-up, your dial-up will take place, although the scheduling is interrupted and will reset itself when it is completed. So this concludes the lesson for number 12. It's basically dealing with a lot with email and being able to go on with normal communications. Although we have talked about Outlook Express, it also applies. You can find the same qualities on an online service, whatever it may be, whether if it might be Hotmail or any of them. They all have these same capabilities. Now, I'd like to mention also that there is a Send To menu. When you go to a directory and you bring up your files, you can right-click on the file of your choice, and there is a Send To menu by holding the mouse on top of it, and when the sub-menu comes up, you will be able to select send it to a mail recipient. At that time, you will have the window open automatically, and this only works with Outlook Express. It will not deal with a online service, but it must be with a POP server. At that time, you can send whatever file or pictures or whatever you want to send at one time and just fill in the necessary information. And I hope that this has helped you understand a little bit more about what email is about. And I thank you for your time. This concludes the series on what we have for Windows XP. And it does show you a lot of things that you can look for in Windows 7 or Windows 8. The only difference between them is that as the newer versions come along, there's a lot more bells and whistles added to the programs. So with that in mind, I'd like you to remember that in the classes, when we complete 12 different lessons, that is one a week, we start the following week with lesson 1. So in our classes, if anybody has missed any classes, they will be able to pick them up on the next round. Well, this is Paul Jones, and I really thank you for the opportunity that I've been able to show you a few things about the operations of how your computer will work. You don't have Windows XP? Maybe you have something much newer? Well, everything on these series has been applicable. Nothing has been lost. It's only been added on. The screens might look a little different, but I'm sure that you're going to be able to recognize how to get things to operate the way you want it. Thank you for your time, and be sure to let me know what you think about all of this. And if you're in the Harrisburg, Pennsylvania area, please come to the classes. We have a lot of fun. We're in fact, the classes are growing, and it looks like the popularity in our own backyard has come up quite a bit. And it's only because of the people are interested in learning something and realizing that for the first time in a long time, they're able to accomplish something that they never had before. Thank you.